A very welcome back, students. So in the previous class I have taken the I have started the metals and non-metal chapter, okay, the third chapter for the chemistry. And in that particular session I have taught you about the matters and how the matter can be classified, how the matter can be physically and chemically classified. Okay, so matters can be physically and chemically classified on the basis of their physical properties and chemical properties. So the physical properties are, what are the physical properties on the basis of which they are classified? They are the density, their melting point and boiling point, their structure, okay, their rigidity or flexibility or fluidity, okay. All these were the different physical properties on the basis of which they were classified. And on the basis of this classification, there were three classifications, that is solid, liquid, and gases. And after that, in the later period of time, we have classified two more state of matter. That is, one is the plasma, and the other one is the Bose-Einstein condensate. The Bose-Einstein condensate is the uh, matter, state of matter, which is present at absolute zero temperature. I have told you this thing in the previous video, and the examples also I have given there, superconductors and the superfluids. Similarly, I have told you about the plasma there also. Then I have briefly discussed about the solid, liquid, and gases there. After that, we have the next classification, that is the next classification of matter, that is the chemical classification of matter. So the chemical classification of matter is based on the chemical properties of matter, that how they are behaving chemically, okay, what are their chemical properties, how they react, how they behave differently or alike, or have they same kind of atom, or they have different kinds of atoms. All these are the basis of the chemical classification of matter. So in that particular previous session I have told you about the mixture, okay, which is one of the impure substances, and the classification, chemical classification of matter, okay. So there in that impure substance and the mixture, we have seen the two types of mixture, that is heterogeneous mixture and the homogeneous mixture, okay. Now moving further, and in this session, in this present session, I am going to take the next classification of the chemical classification of the substance, that is the pure substances, okay. So in the pure substances, the first thing which we are going to see is the definition of the pure substances, okay. So the definition of the pure substances is that the substances that contains identical particles, okay, the substances which contains the identical particles, which possess identical physical and chemical properties, okay, which possess identical physical and chemical properties, they are termed as pure substances, okay, they are called as pure substances. The pure substances can be further divided into two types, okay. We can further divide the pure substances into two types. Acha, one more thing, this identical word, okay, the word which I have used here, that the substances that contain identical particles which have possess identical physical and chemical properties. So this word identical means same, okay, it means same, they are same in their particles, also they are same in their physical and chemical properties. So types of pure substances. So the types of pure substances, in that first is the compounds. Okay, we are going to talk about the compounds. So what are compounds? The pure substances, that is the combination of two or more substance. Okay, the pure substance, that is the combination of two or more substance which are in a fixed proportion. Okay, which are present in a fixed, that are combined in a fixed proportion, is termed as compound. Okay, that particular combination of two or more substances in a fixed proportion, it is termed as compound. And there the main difference between this compound and the mixture is that only, that the compounds are combined in a fixed proportion, they always have a fixed proportion, while the mixtures will don't possess any, they will not possess any proper combination there, okay, they will not possess any proper combination there. Next, the types of compound, we are going to talk about the type of compound here, okay. So the type of compound, in the type of compound we are going to see the first is the homo elemental compound. Okay, we are going to see about the homo elemental compound. So the word homo, the homo means same. Okay, it means same. So the homo elemental compound, so homo elemental compound is the definition is the compounds in which, okay, the compounds in which identical atoms are, okay, identical atoms are compounded, okay, or in other words we can say that they are combined with each other in a fixed ratio. Okay, they are combined with each other in a fixed ratio to form a independently stable entity. Okay, to form a independently stable entity. This entity means any kind or any thing which can be termed as a single thing. Okay, which can be termed as a single thing. That particular thing is termed as entity. Okay, are called homo elemental compounds. They are termed as the homo elemental compounds. Okay, for example, here you can take the example for hydrogen, that is H2. Okay, H2 compound. So in H2 compound, two hydrogen atoms, okay, two hydrogen atoms are combined with each other. Okay, here what we will see that two hydrogen atoms are combined with each other. Okay, so N2 and O2 are some of the other examples. Okay, N2 and O2 are the some of the other examples for this type of compounds which are termed as the homo elemental compound. Here what we will see, the same types of atoms, okay, the same types of atoms are combined with each other, but they are combined in sometime fixed ratio. You will see that phosphorus is compounded in P4 ratio. Okay, the sulfur is compounded in S8 ratio. Okay, so that ratio can be differ out here, but they the same type of atoms are been compounded out here. Okay, here the compounded or the combined substances will be same. Next is the hetero elemental compounds. Okay, so the compounds in which two different types of atoms, okay, the compounds in which two different types of atoms are compounded or combined with each other here. Okay, the compounds in which two different types of atoms are compounded with each other in a fixed ratio. Okay, in a fixed ratio to form an independently stable entity. Okay, to form an independently stable entity are called hetero elemental compounds. Okay, they are termed as the hetero elemental compounds. For example, for the heteroelemental compounds, we can take the examples. Here, two different types of atoms are compounded. Two or more different types of atoms are. Okay, I can change here. I can add one thing. Two or more. Okay, two or more different types of atoms are compounded here. So, here the examples can be number one. Example number one. It can be your example number one can be carbon dioxide, where you will see that one carbon atom has been compounded with two oxygen atom to form carbon dioxide. Similarly, H2O, where hydrogen is two hydrogen atoms are compounded with two hydrogens are compounded with one oxygen atom, therefore it is termed as H2O. Similarly, if I am changing the ratio here for hydrogen and oxygen, then the compound will also change, and here we will form hydrogen peroxide, that is H2O2. Okay, H2O2. Next, if I am changing the ratio for carbon and oxygen, then carbonate will be formed out here. Similarly, if I am changing the carbon and oxygen ratio, then carbon monoxide will be formed out here. Similarly, if I am taking one example for H2SO4, then it is a sulfuric acid. Okay, if I am changing for NO, then NO2 or N2O. So all these are the examples of different kinds of atoms which are compounded with each other, but in different ratios the compound will change out here. N2O, nitrous oxide. NO2, nitric oxide. Okay, NO, nitric oxide. NO2, nitrogen dioxide. Okay, so these are some of the examples of the heteroelemental compound, where two or more different types of compound can be combined with each other, but they will have a fixed ratio. And if we are changing the ratio, then what will happen? We will see that the due to change in ratio there, the compounds will also change out there. Okay, let's move further and see the next type of classification of compounds. Okay, so the next type of classification of compound is on the basis of types of bonds. Okay, the next type of classification of compound is on the basis of their types of bonds. So here the first type ionic compounds. Okay, the ionic compounds. So what are the ionic compounds? The compounds in which the atoms or ions are combined or bonded with each other. Okay, they are combined or bonded with each other by means of ionic bond. Okay, by means of ionic bond. In other words, we can say that electrical force of attraction, electrical force of attraction, in which an an a positive ion, okay, a positive ion attracts a negative ion. Okay, a positive ion attracts the a negative ion. That particular force, okay, that particular force has been used out here to bond two or more different substances here are called are called ionic compounds. They are called ionic compounds. For example, if I am taking the example here, then here sodium, which is having one electron, and then that one electron of sodium will be released out. Then chlorine, which is having 7 electron in its outermost shell, and it will accept this one electron which is released out by sodium there to form a negative ion here of chlorine, that is termed as chloride. Okay, then both these negative and positive ions of sodium and chlorine, they will experience a force of attraction between them due to presence of unlike charges, and they will be bonded together with each other to form Na plus Cl minus. Okay, Na plus Cl minus, they will form a bond, that is sodium chloride. Okay, so this is the um, formation of ionic compound. So some of the examples for ionic compound, more examples for ionic compound can be magnesium chloride, okay, where MgCl2 will be the formula, because the ionization, the oxidation state for magnesium is 2 plus, and the oxidation state for chlorine, that is only 1 minus. Similarly, for CaOH twice, this is also an ionic compound where Ca is 2 plus and OH minus is single 1 minus only. Okay. Similarly, we can make Be, sorry, not Be. We can make barium chloride, aluminium chloride, okay, aluminium sulfide, okay, Al2S3. These are some of the examples for your ionic compounds. Moving further here, let's see the next type of compound on the basis of the types of bond they are having. So the next type of compound is covalent compound. Covalent compound. Okay. So in the covalent compounds, the compounds which contain, okay, the compounds which contain the compounds which contain covalent bond between them, the compounds which contain covalent bond between them, the compounds which contain covalent bond between them, and sharing of electron is done, sharing of electrons is done, no losing or exception of electron is present. This is called covalent compounds. This is called covalent compounds. Okay. So for the covalent compounds, here we can see example number one, that is H2. It is a covalent compound. S8, it is also a covalent compound. HCl, it is a covalent compound. Okay. H2SO4, it is also a covalent compound. Okay. Similarly, the covalent compound CH4, C2H6, CH3OH, etc. These are all the examples of covalent compounds. Okay. Moving further, let's see the next type of compound, that is on the basis of the bonding on which the compounds can form. The next type of compound, that is coordinate compounds. Coordinate compounds. The compounds in which a single atom shares a pair of electrons with other atom is called a coordinate compound. The bond which is formed here is called coordinate bond. Okay, it is termed as coordinate bond, or in some other language we can term it as, in other words, we can term it as a complex bond. And the compounds which are formed by this, it is also termed as complex compounds. Okay, for example, here I will take an example for your ammonia. Okay, so ammonia, it is NH3, but after the formation the structure of ammonia will be like this: N, lone pair of electron, hydrogen, one hydrogen bonded with nitrogen like this, other hydrogen is bonded with nitrogen like this, and the third hydrogen is bonded with nitrogen like this. Okay, these are the three hydrogens which are bonded with nitrogen, and a lone pair is present out there. So what will happen when a hydrogen ion will be present near this ammonia? Then this nitrogen, what it will do? It will donate this lone pair of electron, which is present on nitrogen, to this hydrogen atom in order to complete its duplet. Okay, in order to satisfy the valency or the inert gas, nearest inert gas configuration for this hydrogen. And due to this, what will happen? The positive charge from this hydrogen will remove out, and due to removal of this electron, or due to sharing of this electron from nitrogen side, what will happen? Here a positive charge will develop on this nitrogen. Okay, and hence what will happen? we will see that formation of new type of compound, that is NH4 plus will be seen out. Okay, where plus charge is on hydrogen, not hydrogen, it is on nitrogen, NH4 plus. Okay, this is known as ammonium ion, while NH3 is known as ammonia. ammonia okay, so this type of bond formation where a single atom is donating the pair of electrons to other atom in order to satisfy its inert gas configuration, it is termed as the it is termed as the what? It is termed as the coordinate bonds or coordinate compound. The bond which is found out here, this bond will be termed as coordinate bond or complex bond, and the compound which is found out here, it will be termed as the complex compound or complex bond. Okay, moving further here, these were the three types, the different types of compound which we have seen out here. Let's move and talk about the elements. Okay, so elements. What are elements? Okay, let's talk about the elements. The pure substances, the pure substances which contains, which are the simplest form of matter. Okay, they are the simplest form of matter, means further they cannot be divided more. Okay, the elements are the substances which cannot be further divided more. They are the simplest form of the matter, in which identical atoms are present. Okay, in which identical atoms are present, which constitute the matter, For example, when we are talking about hydrogen gas, okay, when we are talking about the hydrogen gas, then in hydrogen gas, what will happen here? In hydrogen gas, what will happen here? All the particles, that is the all the particles are the simplest or the unit. Okay, the unit substance. Okay, they are the unit substances. Okay, they are the unit substances. All the particle, that is the unit substances, are hydrogen atom only. Hydrogen atoms only. Then the term that hydrogen atom is being termed as an element. Similarly, for oxygen, for iron, okay, iron, for other elements such as sulfur, aluminium, all this, we will see that the same types of atoms will be present out there throughout their matter. So these type of substances are termed as elements. They are the pure substances, okay, and no other type of atoms will be included in this type of substances. So for this particular session, I am ending the class here only, and here we have seen the different types of pure substances. In this session, we have discussed about the different types of pure substances, in which we have seen the compounds and elements. Now, further in the next session, I am going to classify these elements. We will see that as we have seen the classification of compounds now in this session, we will see the classification of elements in the further session. And there we are going to talk about the metals and non-metals and metalloids. Okay, I will give you a brief description about the metals, non-metals and metalloids, and their physical and chemical properties will be discussed out there, which is included in your chapter also. Okay, so thank you for watching this session. We will meet up in the next session.